I just woke up when I thought about this and wanted to share. I actually felt called to share this. So, talk to God as a little child will talk to its parents. God is there to listen, God is there to help you. And do you know how much God is waiting for you to listen to you, to help you, and still you're suffering there in silence? Sometimes just thinking about my own experience, just doesn't have the word to describe it. I got some things introduced into my life, things happening. I even changed the country. Other parameters has changed around me, and sometimes these things they weren't actually a direct decision from my side. I feel that I have been guided through a lot of them, and it was actually a non-linear relation to what I was doing. And this is why I see the importance of always speaking to God and being close, and in the good and the bad. If you're happy about something happening in your life, especially when you feel deep down that it wasn't something schemed by you end to end, of course. It is just saying thanks that you got that you are living a happy life, having what you want, that you achieved something that you wanted. Just being thankful and grateful for that actually would lead to you having more things, would lead to you having more happiness and more extraordinary things happening in your life. So that's one part of it. But also when you're down, you're not feeling that good, or maybe you're suffering because of a problem or a health condition or anything, literally. Why are you blocking this communication with God? Really, when I am in a situation that I'm not happy about, that I'm not comfortable with, one of the things that I do, and actually from when I was a little kid, is that I just sit down and I start speaking to God. Talking really about everything, as if you're you would be able even to say things that you're not able to say to your parents, for example, even if your relationship with them would be close, or you wouldn't even tell that really close friend that you have. But to God you can actually say anything purely in the way that you feel it, without sugarcoating it or trying to make it look beautifying it and making it just look better than it is. So you really have the opportunity to give it as raw as it is, as you feel it. Speak about how you feel, what you think, what you want. You cannot imagine how much God is waiting for you to speak, and God is there to listen. But many people are just suffering in silence and basically depriving themselves of this really big, extraordinary gift. So I'm here, I just woke up, actually I'm in my hotel room, and I just felt called to speak about this. So that's why this is a really raw video, just me putting my phone on actually a chair and starting the recording. I believe that people, being believers or not, everyone deep down feel that there is a bigger force in this universe. So I would just say connect to that however you feel. For me, I'm a believer, and I have a good relationship, I would say, with Allah from when I was a kid. I was lucky to probably have it just by an inner wisdom. I'm not sure, I was still a kid, but that was all the time my safety net, that whenever something is happening, I will just go into a room where no one is there and just speaking to God. Like in my head, I wasn't really speaking with words. Like even now, this trip that I'm on, actually it was just, let's say I would call it a message that I have to attend one event. So I did, and then I just decided out of the blue that I'm gonna come like few days earlier, kind of to rest a little bit. But then I discovered that one of the courses, like I'm taking a set of courses last year and this year, and they have just decided for the first time in the history of their course, given that they are going to do the course in the same destination that I'm on, and that it coincides with the 3 days that I came earlier on. So it is literally the magic of life, and those are the little things or bigger things that reminds us that there is a bigger force there, that God is looking out for us. And the more you're thankful and grateful about what you have, the more you get, and the more things get really aligned for you by themselves. Sometimes I do not even have the words like to describe it. And just for people who want to do it, it is not complicated. You do not really need a process. Do not think about it that it is something that you have to do in a certain way to be heard, or that you need to do like a specific protocol step by step, or you should be wearing something specific, or I don't know. Like really, God is everywhere. Just speak however you want in your mother tongue, as I said, in the rawest way possible. God is always speaking to us. The question is, do you listen? Do we listen? Another point is the prayers. Like some people would say that I pray for things but I never get them, or I get them differently, or I never get what I ask for. Here probably the thing to pay attention to is, are you trying to show God the way? It is like sometimes us wanting something to the T, like I want it to be like in these steps, that it happens in this manner, like me going out of this place and then something happens right away at this time. Like it is really like the specifics. It doesn't work this way. Basically, you pray and then it shall be answered, and to never show God the way. It will happen, probably even in a better way that you have imagined or you have scripted in your mind. So that's also reason to not like show God the way. And also speaking to God is a two-way communication. So many people are all the time like just, I'm speaking to God, I'm doing my prayers, but then do you listen? Communication is a two-way direction. You speak and you listen. Then the question would be, how would I listen, or how would I get back these messages? It would look different for everyone. So for some, this is going to be just an inward knowing, like just something happens or you meet a person and then you just have an inward knowing that this is what's right or this is what's wrong. This has also like other many namings. You can call it intuition, you can call it gut feeling, but it is just something that you know for sure that it is the right outcome or results that you're going to get. And for sure, if you have it, then probably you have it already for years, and you were sometimes saying that you shouldn't be putting judgment before you know a person, or you shouldn't judge a situation after you see the final outcome. And that's in the end, most probably we're all the time finding that your first inward knowing was correct. So sometimes by the years, people just shut it down. And for others, they actually discover that it is right and then use it more often, and so it is like, let's say, more developed for them. So this is the first way that I know of, and that I'm also using personally, and that I was trying to shut off when I was a kid, but through experience I have came to the conclusion that it is right. And actually it is different. Like, if you are true with yourself, you would feel it. It is not judgment. Judgment is coming from a wrong place. We are no one to judge anyone, the same way that no one has the right to judge us. But sometimes you just have that inward knowing that this thing, for example, is good for me, or I should do this thing. And this is what you have to develop and nurture and let it guide you, basically. The second one is through dreams and visions. For me, this one is the least one that I could have got experience with, for another reason. Sorry, for another day. But I have met many people, and I have known many people that actually, if they dream about something or they have a vision while they are asleep, then the same thing happens the following day with the same details that they have seen. So it is mind-blowing that even someone would journal about something and show it to you, and then it happens in front of both of you. And sometimes it is within a group, and like the whole group is just like, wow, like, did it really just happen? So this is one gift that some people are having, that they can have this two-way communication completed via dreams or visions. The third one is through an audible voice. By audible, I don't mean that everyone would be hearing it, but it is going to be just you. This one I'm not really yet sure how to explain it, as I have been experienced it for some times now. But it just comes as, you know, that it is an outer communication, so it is not your intuition, it is not your inner wisdom, it is not your brain. And actually sometimes your brain is trying to make it logical, or chime in and say something. So you know that it's not your brain, it's not the intuition or gut feeling, but it is really an external communication that is coming to you, that you're hearing something that should be done or not done, and you would know for yourself that that it is the deal, it is the right thing. The fourth one is getting messages through other people or things, like it could be a child that you're meeting, or a colleague that you have met, and they would start speaking about a subject or give you an information about something or subjects that you wanted to take an action on, and you will just see that you're getting all this information about the same topic out of the blue, so that it helps you to get or to make the right decision. It could be also in the form of a sign that you see on the street. It could be anything, like people, objects, situations that happens in front of you. And at last and not least, God also speaks with us through His words. So if you're a believer and you subscribe to a certain faith, then go back to your book and read it. Try to understand it for yourself without putting the glasses of someone else's understanding or someone's explanation of the book or of the saying or of the wisdom that came into it. In every faith, the book was actually sent to the people. So it is for you to read. It is not for someone else's to read and explain and then come back and give you the summary of it, or what you should do or not, or give you the rules. It is really destined to you. So you're the main character in here. You can, if you do not do it already, you can start this way of communication as well, of just reading what was sent to you. And as I said, like trying to understand it for yourself, for your own, and just act on the things that you have understood. So yeah, I believe the key in here is just to be attentive And probably the best way to do it is to carve out some time during your day when you're just sitting somewhere in silence. Basically, like also having this communication with yourself, just opening it that you can listen to yourself, to your body if it is trying to tell you something. Probably even going through your thoughts and seeing if they are like right ones, if they have any basics, or if they were just thrown at you by someone else. And also just be there in silence. Doesn't really need to be in the form of a meditation or a prayer. Just do it however it feels more comfortable to you. As I said, it doesn't need to be in a specific form or for you to do a specific ritual for it to be correct and to be right. Connection with God is like, could be in the simplest way possible. So don't complicate it. Don't try to do it the way that someone has scripted. At least in the beginning, just try to do it as you feel. Go with your feeling and what you feel more comfortable in. So yeah, this lady would go and start her day. This was just something that as I said, I felt the need to share as I woke up today. You can probably see by my voice as well. So till the next one, love you and wishing you a really great day ahead.